We're going to be covering all the HealthFlex well-being programs today with an emphasis on Virgin Pulse. Virgin Pulse is where all of these programs can be accessed from. So that's kind of like our door into the well-being realm or wellness realm using Virgin Pulse. So at night, in the lunch line at the grocery store, you're able to surf the Virgin Pulse app and able to locate all of these different all of these different programs. And we're going to cover all of them in a little bit more detail. So I'm a benefit educator at Wespath. I've been with Wespath since April of 2012. So I just met my 12-year anniversary, and in my current role, I'm a benefit educator. That means that I get to talk about all the different benefits that we have available for you. And today, we're going to cover the well-being. So what we like to say is there's something for everyone in Virgin Pulse. And that could be you're using Virgin Pulse to count your steps. You're using Virgin Pulse to track your healthy habits. You're using Virgin Pulse to connect with a Virgin Pulse health coach, or you might be using Virgin Pulse to get to MD Live or to OMADA, which is the Chronic Disease Prevention and Diabetes Management Program. So, oh, thank you for the anniversary wishes. That's awesome. And please ask questions because you're going to make me more interesting. So the Virgin Pulse app is a wonderful way to be able to find all of these programs. In addition to what I just talked about, there's information and programs on improving your diet, improving your sleep, physical activities kind of baked into the program, but also with chronic conditions, emotional well-being. I have to say that in the last 5 months or so, I've placed an emphasis on improving my sleep and making sure I'm getting at least 7 hours a night and more when possible. That has been a different thing for me because I really never worried about sleep. I just got it when I could. But over the last 5 months or so, I've put some things into place using Virgin Pulse Sleep, their sleep program, and it has really improved my sleep. And I feel a heck of a lot better and rely a lot less on caffeine to get me through the day. So there's something for everyone. And we'll have these organized in a couple different ways. This will probably be the most complex slide that we'll look at today. We've got really two boxes, two different types of programs. At the top, it's the assess health status and risk. What does that mean? So that means that we keep track of stuff. Wespath loves to count things because we want to make sure that it's being used and that it's valuable. It has some value to it. So the value with these programs is they're going to do something for us. They're going to help us change our behavior, change our cholesterol level, change our blood pressure, even change our sleeping habits. So with the top two programs, we have assessing risk. So Blueprint for Wellness is completed or can be completed each year from January 1 through August 31st. And that's basically a blood draw. And then they measure your height, your weight, your waist circumference, and your blood pressure. And you'll get $100 in Pulse Cash for completing Blueprint for Wellness. What you'll also get from Blueprint for Wellness is a comprehensive report that shows how well you did on 25 key health indicators. And then also we'll provide resources that are included in the Wellbeing Program to help improve or maintain some of those, or to improve or maintain those indicators. And then Health Check is an online health assessment. You can actually do this through your Virgin Pulse app. Last January, actually February, because it was Super Bowl Sunday, so my wife and I forgot We each forgot something at the supermarket, so we decided to go together early morning on Super Bowl Sunday to try to beat the crowds. We didn't. So my wife actually completed her health check Super Bowl Sunday, standing in the line for the to check out. I just got a question. Can we schedule screening and schedule mammograms and colonoscopies through this program? And I love that you asked that question and that you're on top of that. And both of those are very, very important, but they also have a tailored type of screening cycle. Typically, a colonoscopy is every 10 years, but can be more individual than that based on the outcome of the previous colonoscopy, and then mammograms as well. My wife goes to a high-risk clinic for her mammograms, and her screening schedule is much different than a typical person, typical female. So those don't have those won't have reminders, or you won't be able to schedule those through Virgin Pulse, but you'll just, when you go for your well-being visit, which is covered through HealthFlex, you'll be able to engage in that conversation with your physician and determine your screening cycle and how often you should go. So the top two, they assess risk, they measure risk. With Wespath, we get to see the list of risks that we have. And we don't know names, we don't know addresses, there's no personal identifiers, but we will get a report back that says, 30% of your population is at risk for diabetes. 10% of your, and I'm just making up numbers, these aren't accurate, but 10% of your population has type 1 diabetes, 15% has type 2 diabetes. Those are really absurdly high. But my point is, we get back a report from our vendor that says, here's where your risks lie. And then they can extrapolate what that will cost into the future. And these two pieces of information are important because they really drive the rest of, or the majority of the rest of the program. For example, we noticed that through Blueprint for Wellness and Health Check, that the incidence of type 2 diabetes was elevated compared to the general population. We also noticed that prediabetes was also elevated. So our diabetes spend on medication and doctor's visits and all the comorbidities that go along with that were on the rise. So we took it upon ourselves to add OMADA, which is the chronic disease prevention and diabetes management programs, and those have actually expanded over the last couple of years. So that is a great example of, we're assessing the health, we're measuring the health, we get back reports from the vendors, and we can look at what we should do next. Another example of that is the MD Live behavioral health. So if you've been with Wespath and HealthFlex for a while, you've probably noticed the MD Live logo. And what MD Live does, the first thing it did for us was it provided a doctor line. So you could call up at any hour of the day or night and talk to a board certified physician. For kids, for adults, could be a rash, could be a cold. These are non-emergency types of visits that in my household always seemed to creep up between about 11 p.m. and maybe 3 a.m., unless of course it was a holiday, and then those problems crept up right before we had to leave or right before we had people come over. So MD Live, we were able to call and talk to a physician and get seen for that concern. A couple of years ago, we added MD Live Behavioral Health, which is a fantastic way to get in front of a licensed therapist or a board certified psychiatrist and begin your care. The time frame for that is also a lot shorter than typically going through your medical plan. And then a couple other things, Virgin Pulse, tried and true. I started here in April of 2012, like I mentioned. Wespath has been a client of Virgin Pulse since 2008, 2009. I think we signed the contract in 2008 and the program was rolled out in 2009. That program has grown up. Originally, it was designed as a physical activity program and did a good job in that realm, but in the last number of years, it's grown into a full-on, multifaceted well-being program, along with space to put the rest of the programs. So it became a much bigger program, but it also provided an opportunity for us to put all of these other programs in the Virgin Pulse app, so that you're able to go in, search them, participate, and potentially earn some incentives or some rewards. So, and then Virgin Pulse Health Coaching, a phenomenal resource for good, vetted, evidence-based advice. If you go and Google how to lose weight, how to become more physically active, how to improve my emotional health, you will get a number back that is, I can't even comprehend. It'll be a couple of billion hits. So where do you start? Well, in reality, health coaching through Virgin Pulse, all of the health coaches are degreed in a health-related field and certified, and many have advanced degrees, and many also specialize in a specific area, from stress management to from stress management to physical activity to nutrition. So that whole realm of 5 dimensions of health, those health coaches specialize in those areas and are able to provide empirically based guidance instead of just pulling something off the internet. So the program begins with registering for Virgin Pulse. And you would enter this URL into a web browser on a laptop or desktop, and then you would follow the steps to enroll. So once you arrive at that website, you may have to scroll down to find the Ready to Go button, but it should be toward the bottom middle of that web page. You'll go ahead and click on that, and then you'll just follow the steps of entering your first name, last name, all of that indicative data. You'll create a password and a login ID, and then you'll be prompted to go to the store and purchase a free Max Buzz. So everyone that registers will have or all new enrollees will have a credit of $28.99, and that covers the cost of the Max Buzz. Max is a low-cost activity tracking device. It'll track your sleep. It'll track your steps. It'll even track when potentially you're jogging. They call that activity minutes. So it'll track all of that information, all of that data. And you'll have access to all the HealthFlex well-being programs and incentives. So first step, first order of business, enroll in Virgin Pulse. If you have a device like a Fitbit or a Garmin or another connected device, you can connect that device and wait on ordering that Max Buzz. If you need a device right away, then you just navigate to the store, purchase the Max Buzz. It'll arrive at your doorstep about 5 to 7 days after you order it. And there's instructions in the box on how to connect it. With the Max Buzz, you'll need to download the Virgin Pulse app in order to move your steps over. So when we talk about engaging in the program, we talk about using it. And you can engage in the program 2 different ways. You can just go virginpulse.com from a web browser on a laptop or a desktop, enter your member information, your login ID, and your password, and then you're able to use the program. Another way to use it, and probably the most convenient way to use the program, would be to go to your respective app store, whether it's Google Play or the Apple App Store, search for Virgin Pulse. You'll want to see the Virgin Pulse in that logo up there. It's the red and the blue, and then download that app. Once you've downloaded that app onto your phone, then all you would do is click on it. You would open it up. It'll open up to a login page. So you'll enter your email address and your password. And then now you're able to gain access to all of those different programs from your fingertips. So 2 ways to engage: web-based and then Virgin Pulse app. Virgin Pulse app is the most convenient way to use it. So there are a number of ways to earn incentives in the program. You can go ahead and scan that QR code on the right. And what it'll do, it'll take you to a Wespath web page that will talk about all of the different ways to earn incentives. So you can earn incentives as cash, as Pulse Cash. There's a couple ways to do that. And then you can also earn some wellness credits that we'll talk about. Those are for different activities. Once you earn 150 wellness credits, you'll then receive $150 in Pulse Cash. And Pulse Cash is just money. Pulse Cash is what Virgin Pulse calls the incentives that are earned. So that QR code provides a nice little summary, and I will attach that to the email that I send out. So I'm gonna send an email to everyone that registered today, and then I'll also send it to Ashley and Pamela, and they can distribute that to the individuals who are in the conference room. So today will also be recorded. So by end of this week, I'll send that email out with the incentives attachments, and then also a link to the recording so you can review that at your leisure. Okay, so the earning opportunities. Here are some earning opportunities for Virgin Pulse. So what you do here, there's a couple of one-time earning opportunities, and those are for things like updating your profile, like adding a profile picture. You can add a friend or connect with a friend. So there's a social aspect to Virgin Pulse, which helps in the camaraderie. It helps in continuing with the program to have friends who are in it with you and are participating with it, participating right alongside with you. So you'll get points. You'll get 50 points for each of the first 5 friends that you add. And that friends section is just like Facebook. When you first start out, it's going to just make some recommendations from folks who are in Indiana, and you'll be able to see some of those. You might not recognize everybody, because in our program with Virgin Pulse, everybody who is participating through Wespath, each annual conference or each plan sponsor participating in Virgin Pulse through Wespath has the ability to connect with one another. So if you went to seminary with somebody and they're in Pacific Northwest or CalPAC or New England or Oklahoma, you're able to search for those individuals and then send them a friend request and then earn points for that. So there's some one-time earning opportunities. The program is really, really powerful when you look at the earning opportunities each day, and then along with that, the bonus opportunities for doing the activities a certain number of times a month. We're not asking for perfection. The program isn't designed for perfection. The program is designed to be more on than off. So you'll get a bonus for some things every time you hit, every time you every time you do something 10 times a month or 20 times a month. And you'll see down here that those earning opportunities for bonuses are between 100 to 500 points per bonus. And there's about 3,300 points available in bonus opportunities each month. So 3,300, 3,300, 3,300. That should be about just under 10,000 points available per quarter in bonus opportunities. And the program resets each quarter. So the first day of each quarter, everyone begins at level 0. And then as you interact with the program, you upload your steps, you complete an activity, you'll earn points. As those points add up, you then move from level 0 to level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 5. Okay? I'm sorry, no level 5, level 4. I got kind of carried away. So the daily point opportunities would be uploading your steps. So you'll get 10 points for every 1,000 steps that you upload. So if you upload 1,001 steps in a day, you'll get 10 points. If you upload 5,500, you'll get 50 points. So the maximum number of points that you can receive for a day is 140 points, and that equates to 14,000 steps. So if you multiply 140 times 30, that would be the most steps that you can earn, or the most points that you could earn for that particular month, not including the bonuses. Another great point earning opportunity are completing daily cards. And daily cards are served up in your account. You'll get 2 new ones each day. They only last for a day. So for example, my wife didn't do her cards on Sunday. She asked me yesterday, how do I get back and do my daily cards from Sunday? It's like, well, you can't. You'll get 20, you'll get 2 cards per day. If you didn't do the cards on a given day, they just go away, but you'll always have 2 cards the next day. So the cards are basically just a tip or a trick, or some folks call it a life hack or a hack. It might be, and it's around the 5 dimensions of well-being. So it could be a tip on how to sleep better. Could be a tip how to make Brussels sprouts taste better. Something nutrition related. It could be financial related. It could be a tip on, hey, instead of doing this, try this to save some money. Okay. So the cards cover a variety of topics. You'll also get to direct the cards that you receive. So there's a way to go in and set your interests in your account each quarter. When you set your interests each quarter, you'll get 400 points. So a huge bonus. And by adjusting your interests, that will update the cards that you're interested in, and then you'll start receiving more of those cards. So I'll show you how to do that in a GIF. Another powerful earning opportunity is to track healthy habits. So you can earn up to 30 points per day in tracking habits. So the first 3 habits that you track, you'll receive 10 points each for a total of 30 points a day. Healthy habits, tracking healthy habits, is another bonus opportunity that you'll earn points once you hit 20, tracking for 20 days. I missed a day. Actually, I missed 2 days. So my bonus for tracking will occur tomorrow, because tomorrow is the 22nd of May. So I missed it. It should have been Monday, but I missed 2 days. But it doesn't have to be in a row, just 20 times in a month. And then tracking sleep is a terrific point earning opportunity. Wearing your Max Buzz to bed, you'll get, when you wake up the next morning and upload your sleep, you'll receive 20 points for tracking. So 20 points for just wearing your Max Buzz to bed, really. And then if you slept 7 hours or more, you'll get an additional 50 points for that day. And you'll also get a bonus, okay? So it can really, really build up and really propel you to the upper limits of those, the levels. And I'll show you where to navigate to look at all of the point earning opportunities toward the end of the presentation. So a little bit more on Virgin Pulse, the Virgin Pulse program. So it's a quarterly program. You can earn up to $40 per quarter by completing a variety of activities. That includes uploading your steps, so your physical activity, tracking your healthy habits, completing your daily cards, of course, updating your interests each quarter. There's also a number of activities that I'll talk about in a little bit, but you can earn $40 per quarter, so up to $60 annually. The program resets the first of every quarter. So wellness credits, this program will run January 1 through December 31st. And wellness credits, you have an opportunity to earn an additional $150 in Pulse Cash. So that is, you earn wellness credits from a variety of activities, including completing journey steps, completing health quotient, including coaching. You can also participate in the diabetes or in the chronic conditions or diabetes management program. There's a threshold or a criteria to meet there. So there's a ton of ways to complete your wellness credits. And you might already be earning wellness credits based on the results of your Blueprint for Wellness screening. So there's actually 7 tests that have 20 points assigned to those tests. So if the test results from those 7 are in the American Heart Association healthy range, you'll earn 20 points for each of those 7 measures. If you participated last year, and let's say not all of them were in the healthy range, then you'll get credit for that positive change from one year to the next. So you'll actually earn credits if your blood pressure improved from last year. Your waist circumference is a little smaller, and it just has to be 1 unit. So it's, half an inch, quarter inch, eighth of an inch. That if that number is smaller this year than last year, you'll earn that incentive. Same for your blood glucose, same for H1C. All those that are better, you'll earn 20 points for each. So you can actually earn up to 140 points, 140 wellness credits just for completing Blueprint for Wellness and having those having those results in the healthy range or improvement from the year prior. For example, if your BMI was 30 in 23 and now your BMI is 29.9, that's improvement. That would indicate that you earned 20 wellness credits for that test result, okay? And I'll show you in the app and the desktop where you can look to see a comprehensive list of all of the wellness credit earning opportunities. Blueprint for Wellness, that is available January 1 through August 31st. There's a number of ways to complete this screening. Indiana has actually scheduled on-site events, on-site Blueprint for Wellness screenings at annual conference. So that is an awesome opportunity for participants and spouses to get their blood work done at annual conference. You can register for that by going into the Virgin Pulse app and navigating to Blueprint for Wellness. If you're not able to complete the screening at annual conference, you could still register for a screening at a local patient service center. We call that a PSC. That's the local doc in the box, the local Quest facility. You can also order an at-home test kit. That at-home test kit will be mailed to you about a week after you registered for it. There's comprehensive instructions on how to complete the at-home test kit. There's also a couple of videos that you can watch from Quest. And then you basically stick your finger, follow the steps on how to collect the blood. send the information back in the post-paid envelope, and you'll have basically the same result. All the tests that have the wellness credits associated with them are included in the at-home test kit. The at-home test kit isn't as comprehensive as the on-site at a patient service center or an on-site at annual conference, because the blood is processed differently. There's a couple tubes of blood that are drawn when you're at the patient service center or the on-site screenings. So there's more that can be analyzed from those samples, but you're still covered from the wellness credits from the at-home test kit. And the fourth opportunity to complete the Blueprint for Wellness screening is using the physician form. And in this case, you'll print the form out, you'll select that option, print out the form, and then you'll bring that to your doc. Your doctor will then complete it, and your doctor can then fax it back to Quest, or you can bring that with you, bring that home, that physician form, after it's been all filled out and signed by the doc, and you can actually upload that into your Quest account. I like that method best, or that option best, because you have that form in hand. Occasionally, the faxes might get crossed, or the fax might not arrive at Quest. Sometimes the doctor's office gets busy and they thought they faxed it, but they didn't. By you taking that physician form back with you, you now have control of it, and you're in charge of uploading it. It's actually an easy process. If you're able to attach a picture to an email or something like that, that's kind of what the process to upload that form looks like. You'll actually go through and navigate it. There's a couple of steps to do it. Easy to do, and then you basically upload that document just like you were attaching a picture to an email. So easy to do. And then if you complete Blueprint for Wellness, well, actually, you can complete Blueprint for Wellness at any time during the year. You can actually do Blueprint for Wellness before your health check. And the health check is the online health assessment. The incentive for completing the health check is you avoid the higher deductible for the following year. So you'll complete Blueprint for Wellness in 2024, and you'll avoid the higher insurance deductible for 2025, okay? You can do that between January 1 and August 31st. If you complete Blueprint for Wellness first, let's say you complete that on Monday, and then next Monday you go in to complete health check, your blood results and your waist circumference and your blood pressure will populate the health check area of the VP app. So you'll have to enter less information, and then you won't have to scramble. Oh boy, what was my blood pressure? What was my waist circumference? That'll all get populated. Now that information is available to you in your Blueprint or in your Virgin Pulse app. But if you waited half a week or so after you complete Blueprint for Wellness, those results will all get pre-populated, so you don't have to worry about it. With Blueprint for Wellness, you'll also get a comprehensive report called My Guide to Health. That'll get mailed to you about 3 weeks after you complete the Blueprint for Wellness screening. And that provides easy explanations and easy to understand explanations and recommendations on why we're measuring it, and also on how to improve or maintain a particular test value. The next step would be Virgin Pulse Coaching. This is another calendar year program, so you can begin. You don't need to complete Blueprint for Wellness or HQ before you start health coaching. Okay, you can access health coaching at any time, and it's an easy way to find quality advice on how to maintain or change behaviors. So the idea is to put you in a better position well-being wise. So coaching is a choice that you make. Coaching, you're able to set that up from your Virgin Pulse app. And what I like the best is you're able to receive guideline or guidance from qualified certified professionals. So I have a sister who's an ophthalmologist. So she's a medical doctor with eyes. She's a sweet, lovely person and extremely smart, but she doesn't know a lot about nutrition or physical activity, and she'll admit that for you. So she's an expert, but she's not an expert in lifestyle changes. The Virgin Pulse health coaches are experts in that behavior change, designing programs to help people meet their well-being goals. So by going to Virgin Pulse Health Coaching, you can rest assured that the coaches are all qualified for the advice that they give. And here's a couple of main topics. Eating healthy is popular, being tobacco-free, weight management, whether decreasing body weight or maintaining a body weight, improving sleep, stress reduction, get active. Those are all topics and situations that the coach can help with. They can also help navigate with some health situations like chronic pain, digestive health, insomnia, lung health, as well as anxiety and depression. So it's easy to schedule. Scheduling the health coach session is similar to setting up your appointment to have your Blueprint for Wellness screening done. So stepwise process, couple of steps, and you're able to set up that appointment. And incidentally, these will be, the health coaching is done via telephone. And you can also cancel that appointment for your health coaching through that Virgin Pulse app. So online journeys are kind of like coaching light. So the goal is to provide small bites of information, so baby steps. And what they are, it's a guided course, and you're able to access these through your Virgin Pulse app. And these courses are designed to be multi-week. There's 8 to 15 steps for each journey. You'll complete one and then one step, and then the next step will get teed up for the next day. And the journeys are all around lifestyle related goals. Could be sleeping better, reducing stress. So a common theme. So this is kind of like coaching, but it's coaching at your own pace. Okay, because it's a 8 or 10 or 15 steps per journey, and they're around a lot of lifestyle and condition topics. You can, I like to go in and search for these while I'm waiting in the grocery store, or waiting online, or waiting on hold to talk to the cable company too. When you complete a journey step and complete a journey, you'll also earn wellness credits. So journeys are another wellness credit earning opportunity. So now we're going to move into two of my favorite things in the Virgin Pulse app. This first piece is the nutrition guide. So there's a whole nutrition guide that you can set up. And you'll access this through your Virgin Pulse app. Down here in the lower right, you have 6 options to choose from. And these are 6 different types of eaters, or 6 different goals to work on. Becoming more balanced, making sure that you're paying attention. And then you've got the happy hydrator. So with this, you're paying attention to thirst signals. Hey, am I thirsty instead of hungry? Have some water to start. You'll see that the energized eater is actually orange. That's what will happen when you click that. So I selected in this particular picture that I wanted to be an energized eater. So what it'll do, it'll say, okay, you want to be an energized eater? Great. And then it will actually offer up 3 different trackers, 3 different habits to help support your energized eater theme. And then each day when you go in to keep track of your healthy habits, you're able to indicate whether or not you did those healthy habits that will support being an energized eater. So that helps you complete your daily habit tracking, which earns points. And then each quarter, you could set a new type, a new eater type. And when you set that, you'll earn 250 points. So you'll earn 250 points just for setting up the nutrition guide each quarter. Okay. There are also recipes that you can keep track of and go in and look at and review. There's hundreds of different recipes. I love the recipes because then there's a lot of different comments from folks in there on how they're using that recipe. They might have substituted sugar-free applesauce instead of sour cream or some other kind of mixture binder thing. So I love the recipes. There's a lot of great stuff in there. There's a buffalo cauliflower recipe in there that I make for the family quite a bit. And you'll also earn points for looking at the different recipes each day. The sleep guide, you set it up pretty much the same way as the nutrition guide, with the exception of after you've completed or after you've selected the kind of activity you're looking at. So I like to work on getting to bed and then quieting the mind. So getting to bed gets me in the mindset to get to bed and go to sleep, and then quieting the mind helps me get rid of those different thoughts that you have throughout the day, having them seep in while you're trying to go to bed, and then keeping you from falling asleep. So you'll select that. You'll select what you want to work on. It will give you 3 habits to work on, and then you'll set a sleep goal. And you could set that sleep goal from 7 hours to 8 hours to 8.5 hours. So you can adjust that. And then where your max, and you can track how your sleep has changed. So chronic disease prevention program. So this is an online program, and the goal is to help reduce your risk of developing chronic conditions like diabetes, heart disease, and it can also help you reach a healthy weight. You will actually go in, navigate to the chronic disease prevention area of Virgin Pulse, and then you'll actually click on, do I qualify? And you'll need to qualify in order to be accepted into the program. There are some circumstances where you'd best not join. And the easiest one to answer is if you're pregnant, this might not be the best program to engage in, or if you're under treatment for a medical condition. First one that comes to mind is cancer. So if you're under cancer treatment, they won't let you into the program because the goal would be to focus on that primary concern first. This will be available for you once that's been taken care of. So along with the coaching, there's a coach that's going to help you. So there's a dedicated health coach team and care team that will help you with that, with moving through that weekly online lesson. You'll also get put into a small group of participants to help keep you engaged. So it's kind of like a support group, or you can kind of think of it as an electronic version of the Weight Watchers weekly meetings, okay? You don't need to include your picture of you. I've seen more pictures of cats and dogs and pets and sunsets than anything else. And you can always participate in that group anonymously. But it's another wonderful way to share information and get support from people who are like you. The Diabetes Management Program is another opportunity for people who have type 1 or type 2 diabetes. And the program is designed to take you through that diabetes prevention management program. So they'll work through the SMART goals, how to set goals. They'll work with you and support you on how to meet those goals. They'll also help with medication management. Now, the coaches within the diabetes management program, they are certified diabetes care and education specialists. So they're a more advanced, a more specialized coach, but a wonderful opportunity to help manage type 1 or type 2 diabetes. And we added type 1 diabetes, I want to say last spring, so spring of 23, maybe spring of 22. So this program over the years has become a lot more robust. And another program that has become a lot more robust are the EAP benefits. So we'll spend the next, probably 5-6 minutes just reviewing the EAP benefits and all the emotional support tools that are available. So you probably know that Wespath does a clergy health survey every 2 years. The results that we got from 2021 and the results that we got from 2023 made us act and add to our emotional support tools. So when we received the results back from the 2021 clergy health survey, it appeared that we knew that being clergy is tough on, being clergy is tough on mental health. It's a very difficult profession, but the decline was significant. The change from 2019 was significant. So we began to look at a number of things that we could do. First, we wanted to promote the EAP benefit. So that just stands for Employee Assistance Program. And that's general, right? That's a general name. But what it provides is confidential counseling and support to help manage issues in your personal and professional life. The benefit is rich. It's a really good benefit. So you'll get 8 no-cost sessions per concern per year. And that's available to participants covered by HealthFlex, as well as family and household members that aren't covered by HealthFlex. So you just need one person in that household to be covered by HealthFlex, and then the rest of the family is included in that. So you get 8 no-cost sessions that can be done in person or virtually using a telephone. To begin that, you would just use that 800 number there, and they'll give you an EAP authorization code that you will in turn give to the counselor that you work with. So 8 confidential, no-cost sessions per concern per year. Here's some examples. Legal matters, wills, adoption, marital, family satisfaction, substance abuse, stress, anxiety, depression, conflict resolution. So really, no question too big or no question too small. The idea is that it will help get those resolved, and you can move on with your usual activities. For those individuals who like to text, you can actually set up TalkSpace. And you set up TalkSpace through that same 800 number that I just showed you. So you would call the EAP and say, I would like to set up TalkSpace. And what that will allow you to do is connect with a therapist, a licensed therapist, via text, or even schedule live video sessions. And it's still, so they count 1 week worth of texting equals 1 session. So essentially, you'll have 8 weeks of texting with your therapist to account for up to that 8 sessions. To set it up, you would go to Virgin Pulse. You'd click through to Talkspace, and this is the 800 number that you would use. Oops. And then you would let them know that you'd like a Talkspace authorization code. They'll provide that to you, and then they'll provide you with instructions to go to Talkspace.com to that URL right there, and then get started. And you'll follow through the steps. It's also recommended to have an initial phone call with your therapist so that you could set ground rules. Okay, if I text my therapist at midnight, when can I expect a response? If I text at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, when can I expect a response? That way, all of that's known in the very beginning. So that's the EAP, and then the EAP also offers Talkspace, which is texting your EAP sessions. MD Live offers 2 things. The first thing, when we brought it on probably 5 or 6 years ago, it was a physician phone line to take care of those non-emergency physical things, a rash, a fever, 3 a.m., what do I do? A couple of years ago, we added the behavioral health aspect. So what this allows you to do, it allows you to get access to a licensed therapist and board-certified psychiatrists with no out-of-pocket costs through 2024, okay? These are done via telephone or video. There's no text here, but it's also possible to have evening or weekend appointments based on that psychiatrist or that therapist's schedule. And you can actually set up MD Live now so that if you needed it in the future, those are steps that you don't have to do. In my family, we typically use the physician line. I typically use the physician line once per year. So we had that set up in advance. So it's nice to be able to call in and get taken care of without having to set the account up early. So I'd recommend, if this is the first you're hearing about it, go ahead and set up that MD Live. So should you need the physician line or the behavioral health therapy, you've already got that set up and you don't have to take that 5 minutes. You can go right in. Here's another QR code. So this QR code will take you to a mental health resource guide that will it's interactive, so it will point you in the direction of getting care based on your inputs. So do you want to see somebody in person? Do you want to see somebody virtually? All of those are taken into account when offering up those resources. And I'll attach that link to the email that I send out to you as well. And Weight Watchers has changed their name over the years. They've changed the program to make it more interactive. This program works for a lot of people. It's been around for decades. You'll see that they've changed their name from Weight Watchers to WW, and then they moved it back to Weight Watchers. So Weight Watchers without a space. So that's actually, it looks like a typo, but it's actually correct. There's two opportunities here. There's a core program, and then there's a premium. So the core program is basically online information. You're able to go in and interact with the program online. When you do premium, that includes both the online aspect as well as the weekly in-session meetings. And it's a little bit less than a little bit more than half off. So the premium retail is about $45. It's $19.11 for Wespath for HealthFlex participants, and then $9.75 a month for the core program, the online-only program. So wonderful resource. And then you can also scan this QR code. It'll take you to that link tree, and that'll include a bunch of different resources that talk about the different They cover all of what we've just reviewed, really. So key takeaways, there's something for everyone. Another aspect of this is to be kind. Behavior change is tough. Progress is tough. We should reward ourselves for sticking to it. We should reward ourselves for progress, and we shouldn't beat ourselves up too bad for a slip. Slips happen. It's all about regaining control and getting back on track. And with a wide breadth of all the different programs, there really is something for everyone, whether it's counting steps, counting activity minutes, completing Blueprint for Wellness, completing Health Check, looking at the results of each of those, and maybe pulling out an item or two to work on. Health coaching is a great first step to get advice on working on those activities or those behaviors. Remember to take Health Check by August 31st, as well as Blueprint for Wellness. And then you're able to earn up to $410 per year. That's $160 in Pulse Cash from the Virgin Pulse program, 40 per quarter, that's $160. You'll earn wellness credits for doing activities like journeys. You'll also earn wellness credits for those Blueprint for Wellness screening results that are in the healthy or improved. You'll also earn wellness credits for completing Health Check. So you'll be surprised once you start going in and doing those activities, how quickly that total will get to 150. And then once you receive 150 wellness credits, Virgin Pulse will apply that $150 in Pulse Cash. And then there's $100 Blueprint for there's $100 in Pulse Cash from Blueprint for Wellness. So that's how we get to that 410. It's $410 for participant and $410 for covered spouse. And with Health Check, both participant and covered spouse will need to complete the Health Check by the 31st of August in order to avoid the higher deductible. So let me pull up the questions. The questions disappeared while I was running through that. So let me grab this. There we go. You know, that's a great question. I haven't heard of the scale from Omada not working or you know, sleeping while you were on vacation and needing to be reactivated. I would contact Omada on that. I would imagine there's got to be some sort of reset that they can walk you through with that. Virgin Pulse logo not in blue. You know, it probably doesn't. As long as you're able to log in to that Virgin Pulse app and it looks like the Virgin Pulse program, they occasionally refresh things, so to make it look a little different. I just pulled up. I'm going to pull up my Virgin Pulse account just to show you what it looks like. We are coming up on time. Yes, and Joy, I will send. I'll share the recording, and I'll pull the links that I showed with the QR codes, and also attach that to the email, and that should go out by about Friday or so. Let me think here. There we go. I'm going to just make sure I'm sharing my screen right. There we go. So when I mentioned, if you're able to log into that app and it looks like this, then you're all good to go. So up top in green is your progress. The first check mark is level 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4. And you'll see that I've already reached 15,000 or 16,000 steps or points. So I've already completed the incentive portion by making sure that I was earning those points and earning points daily, and then earning those bonuses along the way. So it is possible to earn that $40 by getting to level 4 a month to 2 months into each quarter. And you don't need to rush. You could still, you have until the last day of the quarter to upload steps, earn points to get to the farthest or highest level that you can each quarter. Are there any other questions? The two main tabs or titles to find the programs that we talked about. So if you log into your app or log into your desktop, then all you do is hover over health. Here you'll see journeys, coaching, and surveys. Surveys is also the health coach or health check, the nutrition guide, and the sleep guide. So all of those are located under health. And then under benefits, you'll see some redundancy. So here's the OMADA, chronic disease prevention, diabetes management, Quest Blueprint for Wellness, MD Live telemedicine, but that's also the emotional support and counseling line as well. And then as you scroll down, you'll see this in a couple different forms, really. If you wanted to see them all, then you could just click on View All. When you click on it, you'll also notice in the upper right-hand corner, there's a little heart there. You can click on that and favorite it. And now it's down in your saved section, okay? So you can actually organize that benefits tab based on what you're interested in. Ashley or Pamela, is there anything else that I should cover? I apologize, we went over a little bit.
No, that's fine. If you guys have not signed up for annual conference, the wellness check, hit me up, hit Ashley up, because I think we have maybe one spot still available for a time slot appointment. You don't want to miss out. You do get that extra $100 in your Virgin Pulse. So, and it's the easiest part because you're going to be there anyway. So definitely, yes. If anybody wants to sign up, I would sign up today. And if you need assistance, contact Ashley. She's figured it out. So that's all I have to say. And we are sending out some detailed PDFs on how the Virgin Pulse and different management tabs that Todd went through. So you can look through it well, in case you missed anything.
And I'll be in Indiana at annual conference.
Yes, you can meet the man in person.
So you could, if you have a question that can wait until then, we can chat about it. You'll have my email after I send out all that information. So if you wanted to chat before annual conference, which I welcome that too, you can reach out and we can set something up and get all your questions answered. Terrific. If there isn't any other questions, we could conclude for the day. Perfect. Well, thank you, everyone. I appreciate your time and your attention, and If you have any questions, just respond back to my email, and I look forward to meeting you in person. Go for a walk, grab a cup of coffee at annual conference.